I'm looking inside the back of your Carrot account, and I want to talk about the Carrot side of it in a little bit because you have a big business.
Which, by the way, is hugely, hugely important. I should have mentioned that. So if you are dropping people to a garbage website, and garbage is probably the wrong word. I when you were on my podcast, I was telling my audience it's about a site that converts. Mm-hmm. So like if I was to run Facebook ads, if someone said to me, Tom, I want you to manage my Facebook ad account, but I want to drop it to this non-Carrot site, I would actually not do it because I'm serious. I wouldn't do it because they're not going to get the results because you need a site that converts. And what I did before I was a Carrot client, I used to drop all this traffic to my site. And the problem is that if they get onto a site where there's not a clear call to action, where the wording is not perfect, they're not going to fill out the form. And obviously, if they don't fill out the form, we don't get the lead. Yep. So it's really important that you're dropping it to a Carrot site because you guys have split tested all of the different variations and what works and what doesn't. And believe me when I tell you, you could think you know what you're talking about on the marketing side, but until you split test something, you're going to be wrong. You're going to guess that the way that, like if I were to guess, and like I told you on my podcast, I look at my Carrot site and I'm like, there's nothing special about it. But there is when I look at the difference between what the traffic was doing when they went to my site, which I thought looked prettier, versus going to your site, which I thought was just, an okay looking site. Yeah. People were just filling out the form, and we don't care about anything else other than getting their contact information.
And you told me about the results you're getting and why you switched over to Carrot. I didn't ask you for that. You just felt you wanted to. I'm like, man, that right there fires me up and it fires our team up. So really quickly here on the Carrot side of things. So you were using a custom developed website before. Yeah. And then can you kind of briefly tell people who are listening to this why you chose to make the switch? You were hearing other people talking about it.
I just kept hearing about you guys. It was like crazy. And because I work with a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people, I have a podcast, they're like, oh, we always ask each other, like, what are you doing? What's working for you? Right. So I just kept hearing, your name over and over again. And I'll be completely honest, like the first 10 times I heard it, I was like, I've got a good website. Yep. And then it comes down to like trial and error stuff. I just said, you know what, for $100 a month, why would I not just try, test it, compare it to what I'm doing right now and just see what happens. And then I did it and my leagues more than doubled. So I didn't realize it at the time, but I had a broken website. Yep. And it wasn't broken in that it looked ugly. It was broken in that it didn't convert traffic. So I just started using you guys and just by literally just switching it, it more than doubled my leads. And I spend a lot of money on marketing, so it's a huge deal, if I'm getting $200 leads and then all of a sudden I get $100 leads, that's enormous, right? And then, there's all this other stuff that you guys do, which is what I said to you, in a complimentary way. Like, you don't just offer a great product, but you also provide the training and the coaching behind it, which is like the way to build a great business, right? Because you're not only just giving people something that works, but you're also saying, here are valuable resources, to use besides it. So there's a lot of other things. I wasn't even aware that you guys taught people how to do the SEO for free. Like I mentioned to you, I don't have time to do it, so I'm just going to pay you guys to do it. But like for somebody that's just starting out brand new, I mean, man, there's a lot of free stuff that you can do. I mean, you have to put in the work, but you can do it. So yeah, I've been really impressed not only with the conversion of your site, but just the company itself. Like.